I can't jump in it though.
Oh my god.
I can't jump.
What is with everybody and crawling underneath my houses?
It's so cold.
Very small
You
crevice.
can't talk with the guys on the dock too. All of them. Or you go under the dock.
Okay, yeah, let's
Oh my god. Oh. No!
Welcome to SilentWhispers Devlog 5. In this video, we'll show the vertical slice and all the work that went into it. Since the last video, Halloween has passed. Did you have a good Halloween? Today, the vertical sprint is due. Ed and Dave want us to build our games. The thing is, we don't really have a game right now because the combat was delayed for 2 sprints. Kyle just got the combat finished last night if it's not working. That's going to be a huge problem. The town should be populated with new buildings instead of the placeholders. Marcus also got animations in using Mixamo. I don't know. I think today's going to be a good day. We're going to play cool games. We're going to have fun. Hopefully not a lot of problems.
be like, don't believe
I
his lies.
saved SilentWhispers. I am the reason we get to present today. I am your savior.
Wait, where is Marcus to add to that?
This is for I am a god!
I can be Mark.
No one can stop Kyle.
I can. Never mind that.
Hello, Marcus.
Great work, Kyle.
Right now.
Trying to get the animation to sync. So that's the biggest problem right now, is just actually getting our animations to work in the combat system, because they work in engine, but we don't have a blueprint for the animation itself. So I don't have it open right now, but essentially we're trying to transpose the default Unreal 5 animation to our bandit character.
I am currently implementing the animations.
I love it.
But the more important thing I'm actually doing is hooking up the camera for the combat system. This thing is the combat system, just like
In the well?
yes, it's in the well because that's like the center of the world right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Run quicker! Run quicker! He's booking it! He's booking it! It's like cross country.
So what are you testing at the shack?
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Can you imagine rage quitting Shard?
I go right, please.
The most
No!
relaxing.
Doesn't do anything.
It almost worked.
We have fine.
There we are.
First time reactions. Now we don't have. That was.
Oh wow, this is really like the 2009
Jump up.
YouTube.
I can't jump in it though.
Trying to get the.
Oh my god.
I can't jump.
What is with everybody and crawling underneath my houses?
It's so cold.
Yeah.
You give a little space under there, and it's so nice to crawl.
The gamer
I
urge to
found
go under every small
You
crevice.
can't talk with the guys on the dock too. All of them. Or you go under the dock.
Okay, yeah, let's.
Oh my god. Oh. No! So, with this vertical slice, we got a lot done. So we got to showcase our new combat system. A lot of the assets that we've been putting in are finally in the scene, and we got rid of a lot of our placeholders. So we're almost there to having a good demo. Only a couple more steps.
Nothing bad happened, right?
Only like 5 or 10 game crashes. Who's counting? But those are things that we're gonna have to polish out later on the further in we get. Whatever, I'll just go through like this. So, we're gonna be showing you what we did essentially for the vertical slice and and a little bit beyond. These are the things that are currently not in the build. We're gonna be showing you the build in just a second, but I'm just gonna go over the art that is not in the build at the moment. So, first off, Shelly's been working on our Gator Wolf model. Essentially, it's a hybrid between our previous wolf and an alligator. Just to give that creepy vibe for the actual environment that we're working on. It's going to essentially be like our version of a dire wolf. So it gives the area a little bit of unique charms. It is in a swamp. It makes more sense that there'd be some weird hybrid, especially since we're in like a fantasy world. We haven't shown too much of it yet. Then we have James, who's been working on the revised drunkard model. We got the high poly done so far, and we're working on hair cards. Then Nick, in addition to all the stuff that's been done in the build, has also been working on the wolf.
This is a proxy. This is not the final low poly.
No. And then here's a couple of assets that haven't been imported yet that Chris has been working on. Essentially just some boxes. But there's also a lot in the build itself that I'm going to showcase that he's been working on. So, you could tell that we've adjusted the fog since the actual build of our game previously. After speaking with Ed, I just changed it a little bit, making it look more like a haze, less like a toxic green fog. But you could also tell that there's been like a lot of world building since our previous sprint. We've got all the placeholder houses out of the way now, and we have these houses that Nick's been making over the course of the sprint. Essentially using the trim sheet. We're going to add more variation as the time comes after speaking with Ed in terms of like color, so that the woods all look slightly different. Here we have the well that was made by Chris along with some buckets and other assets. We got more assets made by Chris. Bandit model has been imported successfully into the game, and we're using Mixamo animations at the moment just as placeholders. We wanted to have a little bit more character in the vertical slice to showcase what we have going on. A bunch of different buildings. I'm just going to go over all of them right now just to showcase each one of them and their different look. So we got a little bit of a larger one as well as a smaller shack. We got this one that I sunk too far into the ground. Then,
Can you go into every one of those buildings?
at the moment, no, you can't go into any of them.
Will you be able to?
Yeah, probably. They're not going to be like super complex scenes, but you'll be able to like walk in, like essentially break and enter into somebody's house. We got a little shack here. Classic RPG in general, just going everywhere even though nobody wants you there. Yeah. We've got, this one is a returning one, obviously, from one of our original houses. It's a little bit further out of town on more solid ground. We also have our stables and the carriage model as well. And then we get to our cemetery location here. So these were all made by Chris as well, but you'll also see mixed in with some of the graves are different props that we've made both recently and not. Here is one of the weapons that Cam has been working on. It is the bow model. Essentially, it's just giving a little more character to the actual gravestones here because, you know, people leave mementos and whatnot to remind them of a person, so we wanted to decorate it. So this person is probably a hunter. They also have like arrows by it. We also have the crossbow model back there. I'm going to go more in depth on that too. Not right now, but hopefully later. I need to re-import the bolt. There's a new model for it. It is not that large. The map in general has, I think, 7 or 8 points of interest across the map that you could go and explore in our build if you want, that are just like little locations. There's a combat scene out at the old hunter's house where you could go and fight him if you don't actually, you know, talk your way out of it. You could also now pick up the Eldritch Mace that Cam was also working on during the sprint, and you can equip it as well.
I'm going to show off the build and then walk you guys through some what the programmers did. Can you talk through this?
I ain't seen you around here before. Where you keeping them?
Right now, this attribute system, well, you're going to fail everything right now, but the attribute system is fucked up, so there is a check for strength and charisma.
Screw you!
And notice this is very similar to the Unity build. I recreated the combat system, and I fully implemented the actual like turns and stuff. I'll just walk you guys through. So you can pick where I want to go. You can also use the keyboard or controller. And when you're in range with someone, you can attack them. And I'll just beat this guy up real quick. I win. It brings up this this dialogue. I need to change the text a little bit. It's a little unreadable. It gives you gold and XP, and you look at the bottom right. My gold's updated. I can walk over here to this guy, talk to him. You know, same as usual. Talk to him using the key. After I'm done, yep. The inventory is fully functional still. Open the door. There we go. And my stats actually, this is a scene transition, but all my stats are saved, including my items. So if I entered the bar again, for example, without my helmet, the defense would still be down to 0. I can go over here, pick up the mace. And yeah, we got Dornport. You can still talk to other NPCs morning. You'll have a conversation. Who's Dean? Yeah. And if I equip my mace, my attack increases. I do want to show you guys real quick with the combat system. One of the things I implemented since the build was the fact that you can fight people in the overworld. And what's nice about this is, unlike the bar, which is a fixed position, the Dornport landscape is completely generated in terms of like the artists are going to keep adding to it, but the combat system will update with it based on the collision, as I mentioned before. With how the combat system works, but I want to show that in action. So I'm going to run over to this house and I'm going to challenge the hunter over here. And you will see that the hunter has a crossbow and is will have a greater range than the drunkard, who also had just a simple like 1-by-1 attack. So I talk to this guy. You're not welcome. Go right, please. And the combat system starts. It's a little bit bright right now because of how the lighting works. The fog makes it a lot brighter. But you can see he actually has a greater distance because he actually has a crossbow equipped. The animations are hooked up right now for the crossbow. but him having a crossbow gives him a greater range and also a greater attack. So I'm actually going to eat some apples to make sure I can actually win this fight, but every time I eat an apple, it uses a turn. So he moves one space closer to me. So I gotta be careful because he will whoop my butt if he gets close with it close enough. So now he's in attacking range. It's a bit hard to see because blue is my spot and yellow is his spot, but he can attack me next turn because he is diagonal of me. Because I have the mace and my attack is 3, I should be able to defeat him with ease. I attack, I take 3 damage, I deal 3 damage, I think. 3 damage. I attack again, I win. He's defeated, and combat ends. Cool. And level system is still in development. There's a few bugs we gotta fix with that, but supposedly I will be able to level up and this level will increase. Obviously my gold is increased as well for defeating him, and my health. I lost health from taking damage. So this purple thing is the combat manager, and it's also acts as my selection. When I start a fight, there's some variables I can mess around with to make sure the combat actually initializes properly. So one of my solutions right now was to have the flare go above the world, basically, and the camera like zooms in so that way it looks like if I go back into play mode here, you can kind of see it. You can see the player where the player is. Otherwise, the player would be underneath the boat, and you'd be able to see him. So my solution was to raise them up. One of the things I might be considering doing is figuring out how layers work, or rendering layers work in Unreal. I know you can render things in front of other things in Unity. So one of the things I might do is render the player above the world. That way, no matter where the player is, you can see them, even if they're underneath something that would be blocking the player's view. Because in the open world, I don't want to have to hide objects because it can like ruin the way how the scene looks. So I can still move around. It does follow the player itself. So wherever I go is it's gonna move towards that area and stuff, and it kind of follows the world. But when I start battle, it resumes back where I started the battle. That way I can't like walk halfway across the map and then just teleport there when I stop battling.
So that's the end of this video. There's only 2 more logs left in this year, and then we don't know what's gonna happen with the game. If you liked it, please give it a like. If you want more stuff like this, hit the subscribe button. And if you have any ideas for the game, put it in the comments. Thank you for watching.